Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shock Horror Theatre. My name is Ruben Crowley, and this is my review for Shelby Oaks. So dear viewers, this movie released quite recently, and I know exactly what you're thinking. Mr. Crowley, what in the name of the devil is Shelby Oaks? And I'm so glad you asked, dear viewer. This is a supernatural horror mystery film thingamajig brought to us by Christopher Stuckman, who you might be more familiar with because of his YouTube channel, a channel that I myself have followed for many years. So let's review this horror movie the only way I know how, badly. And let's start with the movie's story. This movie follows a woman, played marvelously by Camille Sullivan, who is determined to find her sister, who went missing whilst investigating the mysterious abandoned town of Shelby Oaks. That's all I'm going to tell you, dear viewers. After all, I want you to actually watch the film. It's no use if I just spoil everything for you. So let's go on to what I actually enjoyed about this movie. Whilst the movie is fairly derivative of some other classic horror movies, none of which I can mention here through fear that I'll actually spoil what's going on in this story, I found this film to be an excellent first motion picture from Christopher Stuckman. Everything from the performances, most notably Camille Sullivan, who does a frankly admirable job here. In fact, more than admirable. Admiral. Speak English, Crowley. We even get a nice appearance from Keith David, who I didn't imagine was going to show up in a movie like this. I'll mention him again when I mention about this movie's ending. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it. But everything from the performances, to the cinematography, to the very deliberate pace of the film, to the amalgamation of mockumentary found footage and standard horror movie, all of that was absolutely splendid. I particularly liked the central mystery at the film's core. And while, yes, it was a little bit predictable if you've seen as many horror movies as I have, but there were still some very effective sequences. Most notably, a sequence that takes place in the middle of the woods. That's all I'm going to say about that. And the movie's ending, which gave me that same feeling I had the first time that I watched John Carpenter's The Thing, or Halloween 3. And I know that probably won't make a lot of sense to you who haven't seen this movie yet, but trust me, once you see the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All I'll say is not every single horror movie that we see today is going to be neatly tied up in a bow at the end. Sometimes endings are supposed to make us think, imagine, be very afraid of what might just come next. And Shelby Oaks conjures that feeling magnificently. If we're going to talk about negatives to do with the movie, well, I've already mentioned it. The movie is slightly iterative of other popular horror movies. Like I said, can't mention them here, otherwise I might give something away. But don't you dare listen to those naysayers online, dear viewers. This is a fantastic first movie from Christopher Stuckman, and I can only imagine that his next movie will be even better. And the one after that might be even better than that second one, which might in turn be better than his first one. I guess we'll find out. Therefore, I declare that Shelby Oaks is splendid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review for Shelby Oaks. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. And remember what that talented bastard Edgar Allan Poe once said, all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.